Cura. So how can you get the most out of your life, your career, your relationships? How do we do what that guy's doing? Is doing it so well, right?
Yeah, we're talking about how to maximize potential today with Ben Newman.
He is a performance coach and author of a new book called Uncommon Leadership. Ben, thank you so much for being with us.
Scott, Kara, thank you so much for having me. And I didn't realize today was the St. Louis show. So I'm from St. Louis. You guys already had a little Nelly flavor. So it's good to have some St. Louis segments today.
Ah,
cool.
Okay.
Right.
Well, we're both Midwesterners. I grew up in the Detroit area.
I went to Michigan State. So there you go. We're all connected today.
Go blue. But I won't hold it against you. I won't hold it against you. You know what? I think this book sounds so cool because you've interviewed people who are the best at many things and found out, what do they do? What can we learn from them?
Well, you know, Kara and Scott, it actually wasn't interviews. These are individuals I've actually had the opportunity to work alongside of. And for me, that's been such a valuable lesson of life. I'm a big believer that the individuals that we're surrounded by shape how we think and they shape how we show up every day. And so what we wanted to do was have an opportunity for the readers to learn from these individuals that have impacted my life to help individuals on their success journeys.
Did you find that they were willing to talk to you right off the cuff, or did they hold back at all? Were they intimidated, or or were they just gung-ho about sharing their story?
Well, you know, leaders often tend to not be intimidated. Leaders are the ones who are ready to take that proverbial field. And I've had the blessing of working in the world of sports as well as in business, doing this work for over 15 years. And the leaders that I've been around, specifically the ones that are mentioned in the book and their stories are in the book, they are ones that lead. And I think it'll help individuals who might be struggling during this period of time that we're in to get off the sidelines of life and to step into the game and to choose and to identify what it means for you to be your best every day.
What's one characteristic you found that was really important to have uncommon leadership?
Be the example. You know, whether you take Shantae Lowe, who is a dear friend of mine, four-time Olympian, American world record holder in the high jump, who's a cancer survivor. She's an amazing woman. She's an incredible example for her kids and for all of us of what it means to show up when we just don't feel like doing it. Or David Goggins, who I had the opportunity to share the stage with from my work at Alabama football and at training camp, my first year with Alabama. I've now been there 4 years. My first year, I shared the stage with David Goggins, Navy SEAL, most mentally tough human being to ever walk the face of the earth. He is an example that we can push and challenge ourselves to be our best, especially on those days that we don't want to do it.
You say winning one day at a time. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I think naturally we're all wired. I'll speak for myself. I'm naturally wired that I want the results, right? What will the results be? Show me what the result of my hard work today will be. And I've had to work with coaches over time. I still have two coaches. Just because I work with some of the top performers in the world, I still have two coaches. I read books every single day. And for all of us, it's releasing the results that we can't control and identifying the process, identifying what it looks like for you to win one day at a time. And we give you the opportunity to embrace that, to design that, and to attack that through these 11 stories in Uncommon Leadership.
Is there anything in common? Like, I'm curious, is there a certain morning routine that these folks generally have? Does it start early with your day? What's something we can take away?
Well, you nailed it. Morning routine. We talk a little bit about morning routine in the book. That's actually another book that I've written called Your Mental Toughness Playbook. It's the 6 mental training tools that we've utilized in our coaching work for over 15 years. We talk a lot about morning routine. And the most highly successful individuals, they do have a clearly designed morning routine that helps them understand what it means to unlock their mental state, right? To have an ideal state of focus before the day starts, rather than allowing the day to happen to them. They control their mind, they honor their disciplines in the morning, and then they go attack their days.
And what is this leaving your legacy? Can you talk to us about that as well?
Well, you know, for me, I had to grow up fast. A lot of my mentors and coaches that I've been blessed to help get me up off the mat of life when I didn't feel like doing it. They helped me on my journey from losing my mother 11 days before my 8th birthday.
Oh.
And my mother taught me what it means to fight. It's actually a beautiful story because of how she chose to live. She taught me the greatest life lesson I've ever learned. It's not how long you live, it's how you choose to live your life. And we can all rise up through adversity, but every day I am fighting to leave my mother's legacy, to keep writing her story. And in our work, whether it's with a football team, whether it's with an individual athlete, an entrepreneur, a business owner, we want to help people continue to write the stories of their legacies. We all have this fire and burn inside of us that ignites why and purpose, but we're all writing our stories, and we have to fight through the pain, rise up through that challenge in order to continue to write our stories.
I think as parents, we're always looking for that. How do you inspire your kids to rise up, to handle a day that doesn't go their way, even at a young age? I know this book isn't designed for children, but what would your advice be for parents who are the ultimate coaches?
Well, Scott, Kara, I need you guys to come help me because my kids, Isaac 13 and Kennedy Rose 11, they don't always listen to Daddy when Daddy does this kind of work. So
Oh, good. You're making us feel better.
I need a little help. Maybe you guys need to come to St. Louis, come take a trip to the Midwest. But I'll tell you what, my wife, Amy, is amazing. She's been incredible in her career. She's incredible how she shows up every day. They listen to her more than they listen to me. But I do believe that stories that individuals will learn from these 11 leaders, they are stories that when framed correctly, absolutely they are for children's ears. You know, Coach Saban from Alabama has taught us that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So for our kids, just making your bed in the morning, getting off to the right start, brushing your teeth, doing the things we know we need to do, having great discipline in all areas of your life will make you successful in whatever you do.
Oh, it sounds good to me.
What if you don't want to be disciplined one day? What about there's a whole self-care movement. Is it okay to just say, not today? Do those people do
Well,
that?
hey, Kara, that's why it's uncommon leadership. You know, individuals have an opportunity to be their best. It's not easy. You know, consistency and showing up every day, it's not easy. It's easy to seek comfort. It's easy to hold back. The tough part is to step into that fire of life every day. Life is not easy, especially we've all been through so much challenge over the last year. So many of us, I mean, everybody listening, you have a story. I'm not the only one that has a story. We all have stories, but I think we have to fight through that pain and choose to show up every single day, even if it's not your perfect 10 of a day.
Yeah.
How are we ever going to be perfect? It's about being your best every day because that's really winning.
Well, I guess we can't hire you individually, but we can certainly get the book and learn along the way.
Absolutely. Well, the book is available on Amazon now, and we're so excited for the release on August 3rd. And I just appreciate this opportunity to be with all of you because I know every single week you're highlighting different stories to help people rise up off that mat of life themselves. And it's a lot of fun to be able to share the stage with Nellie today for the St. Louis show.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. And, you know, people can pre-order the book. I think it's a good idea. You can read it, and then you can share some things with your kids. So thank you so much, Ben, for being with us.
Kara, Scott, thank you so much for having me.
Again, it is called Uncommon Leadership, 11 Ways the Greatest Leaders Lead. You can pre-order the book right now. It'll come to you. Go to bennewman.net/pre-order. It's right there on your screen. I love hearing how other people, I love other people's stories that inspire you.
Yeah,
How did you get
absolutely.
over that?
Like
What do you do?
But there's another book out there very similar, seven.
Oh, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Book, so.